Well, for more on that, let's speak now to Cogta's spokesperson, Senzelwe Mzila. Mzila, good to have you, and thank you very much for your time. What do you say to that claim by Action SA that well, the rains are there, but the big issue here is the infrastructure that has not been maintained?
Good evening to you, Thabo. Good afternoon to your viewers at home. The province of KZN has been affected by the inclement weather conditions that have faced the province just this past week. We have lost 9 lives, unfortunately, and within eThekwini Metro, we had 6 people that lost their lives as a result of the dangerous situation that occurred as a result of the weather conditions. We can also indicate, Thabo, to you and to your viewers at home as well, that tomorrow the MEC for Cogta, the Premier of the province, Honorable Samthang Ntuli, will be visiting the affected areas within eThekwini to lead mop-up operations.
Now, the floods that would have hit KwaZulu-Natal, for example, in April, May 2022, would have caused some lasting damage to the roads, to rail, to energy, to water, and other infrastructure. Add to that, there's been fires. Add to that, there's been snow. What is the amount of money now that the province is looking at, including these floods of recent, that would need in the province in order to restore and rebuild, I suppose, some of the damaged infrastructure?
Well, Thabo, from December, the province of KZN, just December 2024, from December till date, the province has suffered 3.1 billion rand worth of damages. From this amount, we've got about 2.2 million rand, that 2.2 billion that has to do with public infrastructure. Here we're talking about halls, here we're talking about roads, here we're talking about water infrastructure, sanitation infrastructure, electricity infrastructure, and we've suffered also close to 300 million rands worth of damages. Here we're talking about houses, private households, and the million rand worth of damage that has been suffered also by the province in the area of affecting of crops and farmers. What we can indicate, though, is that the provincial government is committed to responding swiftly to the challenges that the province is facing. As you've indicated, the province has been facing, whether it be snow, whether it be wildfires, whether it be severe rains that cause flooding. So climate change is real in KZN, and the provincial government is equal to the task through climate resilient programs that are being embarked upon, spearheaded by the various departments within the province.
What are they doing? I mean, there's the Climate Change Sustainability Council that was set up that was aimed at addressing particularly those issues. It should have been running already because it was launched last year already.
Well, Thabo, you remember the issue of climate change. It's an issue of, first of all, educating communities about their own responsibilities in ensuring that we take heed to what climate change presents us with. For example, within this period of time, we are having above average rainfall as a province. And I think part of the interventions, of course, was that a closer relationship is important. And for this reason, the MEC for Cogta just last week signed MOUs with a number of stakeholders. Here we're talking about Alimdad Foundation, SA Red Cross, and a number of firefighting and rescue services, NGOs, who are bringing in their own expertise, who are bringing in their own knowledge, who are bringing in also their own capabilities to beef up the province's response. So the approach that has been taken by MEC Buthelezi is one of working collaboratively with a number of stakeholders to ensure that we utilize their expertise, to ensure that when we respond to incidents, we respond swiftly as a province. And this partnership is already yielding fruit across the province as social partners are all hands on deck in the province's response to the various incidents that we are facing right now that have affected large parts of the province, whether it be Newcastle, Ladysmith, and Durban.
Where are you going to be getting financial assistance for this weather-related damage?
Well, there are a number of interventions that are always recommended. For example, where there are damages that have occurred within municipalities, the municipalities would be the first point of call in responding swiftly. Where municipalities recognize that this is now beyond their own capability, that is when the provincial government comes in. and the provincial government coming in through a number of interventions that are there, which I believe the leadership will be able to indicate tomorrow when they conduct a comprehensive briefing on the province's response to the current situation. Because we can indicate that right now, our teams are on the ground doing assessments. And so I think these assessments are going to inform the approach that's going to be taken by the leadership of the province in responding to this specific situation that the province is faced with.
Now, severe flood damages tend to particularly affect rural areas severely, creating unsafe communities, unsafe conditions even for those communities to cross bridges and the likes. And in some instances, those communities are cut off from essential access to some critical services. How are you responding to that?
Well, in this situation, knowledge is power, and the MET for Cogta has been working closely with Amakosi, the institution of traditional leadership within the province, and a number of stakeholders within the sphere of local government and NGOs to ensure that communities do get information and that communities are imparted with the knowledge that they need. One of the challenges that we're facing as a province is that we've had a number of cases where people have drowned. For example, just last week, we had about 3 people that drowned. And in all of these cases, they were trying to cross a flooded river. So it's one of the things that the province is working proactively through the Provincial Disaster Management Center. We're visiting schools, we're meeting with communities, we're working with local councillors, municipalities, just to spread the word amongst our communities to ensure that we are aware of the dangers that are posed by large bodies of water.
The previous incidents would have cost the economy of the province some 40 billion rands. If you look at the floods, you look at the fires, you look at the snow, etc., etc. What is likely going to be the impact on the economy by this latest round of severe weather?
Well, the cost of weather of these incidents that have occurred across the province is quite significant. As we indicated earlier on, we're now sitting at 3.1 billion. We're not counting the damage that has occurred just last week. Our teams are on the ground on that. But I think tomorrow, Thabo, we will be in a better position to indicate in terms of the total damage that has been occurred by the province and how the province is going to be responding in terms of providing relief right now to the communities that have been affected, because a number of people have been affected and they are continuing to receive various support from various line function departments.
Senzelwe, I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on. Senzelwe Mzila, KZN Cogta spokesperson, there for us on the latest interventions by the Cogta department in assisting those who've been affected by the floods. Right, let's take a break. The Newsfeed PM continues shortly.